The write-up that I found on the internet is a tribute to the founding director of the International Center for Law and Religion Studies, a branch of BYU Law. The founding director is Cole Durham, a Harvard graduate who, quote, has had a distinguished career in comparative law scholarship with specific emphasis on comparative constitutional and church-state law, end quote. The write-up also tributes his wife, Louise Durham. I'm not surprised that Louise is connected to such eminent strings. I felt it as a student. She led the class with the presence of a queen. Mrs. Durham was both feared and revered. Somewhere in between, fearing and revering, I deemed that Mrs. Durham was important. Mrs. Durham was listening. So I listened to her, too. I listened to her lectures and her stories. She told us once about a lady who had borne her testimony in church. The lady started off her testimony with the words, "I'd like to share an experience that my friend heard from another friend." Oh, this will be good, Mrs. Durham thought then. I don't remember the whole testimony the lady gave. It was something about an innocent church member who had been deceived by a man with AIDS. Mrs. Durham shared this lady's experience to explain that you should be skeptical of stories that are passed down. Information gets distorted when it's thrown around. Mrs. Durham did not share this story with a frown. She was gleaming. You can talk about untrue things people say during testimony meeting? I didn't know this was allowed. My strict conventional background never gave permission to critique church proceedings. When Mrs. Durham did critique them, my mind started teeming. I shouldn't believe everything I'm told, even if I'm told at church. My trust in Mrs. Durham grew. She burst my stagnant mold. I knew that Mrs. Durham was LDS, but she was also skeptical in the best of ways. What a perfect person to guide me through the maze of literary quandaries, nihilistic wanderings, of classical characters and their befuddled narrators.